Hey guys, level 25.
And our 34.
With episode 121 of Ranger Review. Today we have the Power Ranger Space, the Delta Megazord, aka the Delta Mega from Dungeon Sentai Mega Rangers. So now we have the secondary Zord for the Space Toy line, the Delta Megazord. Now mainly much this one kind of represents more of a space shuttle rocket-ish kind of thing. The back of course has the boosters. You guys have to manually attach these because they do come out. Sadly, the only flaw to the Delta Megazord is that there is no wheel. So when you have this in the space shuttle mode, you can't really roll it. You can do this to it and have it launch like a little rocket space thing, but there's no wheels like the Astro Megazord has. So rolling it, you'll actually kind of scratch off the paint or whatnot on the Zord. And also another thing is that when you look at it, there's like a little translucent red. You think that when you press a button, there's actually a button, but
there's no sound effects.
There's no, because it actually is the combination sound effect, not this. Now, what I really like about the Delta Megazord is that on the back where the helmet is, that has all the colors of the In-Space Rangers. The black, yellow, pink, red, and blue, which is really cool. Now sadly, this is actually another Zord where you actually need the main mecha to do something with, otherwise it's just a standalone piece that doesn't really do much. Alright, so now we have the Delta Megazord in the Megazord mode. Now this is actually the first time also that we see a secondary Zord have two modes, a vehicle mode and a Megazord mode. You can actually just move the arms, that's like
yeah, the feet are not
standard stationary Zord with the feet and all that.
I personally don't like this mode only because the feet are ridiculously oversized.
They're huge, and when you look at the back, you're like,
that's it.
Things are so small.
They're not really safely locked. You can easily pop out the Zord. It's really not that of an excellent design.
Good thing about this is that, just like in the show, the fingers actually spin, so that's a really nice feature to it. But overall, you can't move the head, you can't, move anything else. That's about it. So now we have the actual Delta Megazord. Now this is actually a really cool mode to see both of them combined. It actually looks nice. Now you can still do the sound effects. All you just gotta do is just turn it on. Now this time, you just gotta press it now. That's it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't do any other.
No change sound effects, but it's still cool. Now the guns do still turn. They're not locked or anything. And now the feature is the punching action. You just press the two buttons and it fires the fist out. Oh, well, the fists you can put them as any way you want, but it's better if you put them back in the original order because it actually looks better like that. Now the back, you guys gotta remember that you have to lock the little peg onto here. There's a small little corner that you have to lock into both the legs of the Astro Megazord. And of course you got to stick these out because this is where the battle axe will go. Now you can still hold the weapons for the actual Delta Megazord. You can still hold the gun or sword or the shield, whatever one you want. It's just that now they really don't use it in the show at all. They just use it for punching fist action, and of course the boosters on the bottom, they can still fly. Sad part is that this Zord is really just good for a display piece. Other than that, it really doesn't do much just besides the punching action, which is really cool to have as a Zord. But with the lights and sound, no changes. It's okay. Now, alteration wise from the Delta Megazord to the Delta Mega, really much nothing almost. The whole Japanese one was completely, and our American one, we still got the same thing. The little guns are chrome, the stickers are the same, everything is almost the same. There's like really much no difference to it. The only downside is that you really need the actual Megazord to actually have them as a good playability. Other than that, you really don't have much to do with them. And the only downside is that he doesn't really have hands, so he can't really hold any of the weapons. He only has the little finger laser missiles. Now, also another downside is that both the Astro and the Delta Megazord cannot combine with the Mega Voyager or the Mega Winger. Those two separate ones can combine, but these two combine with these two only. Finding a Delta Megazord complete will be pretty hard because most people always forget about the boosters on the back, on the bottom of the feet. These things do come off. And people do lose the helmet or the back piece of the Delta Megazord. I would recommend you guys try to get these, but the Delta Megazord will be pretty expensive because of how rare it is. And
now the only thing I kind of got annoyed about is that the show always showed us in that special base where they can link up the Astro Megazord to the Delta Megazord on top and bottom, but unfortunately in the toy form there's no way to actually do that.
Japan never even released a small little thing to actually hold these, so you may much have a standalone mechas that can't combine like in the shuttle mode, like in the show does. Overall, it's really I like the design is meh, but I do like the combination, and of course a lot of those worlds weren't really altered, so having them are really worth it. But yeah, that's it for our review of the Delta Megazord. Join us next week for the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. That's Sentinel Night. Where you come subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Another thing I have to complain about when it's in its shuttle mode is that the way it locks together is really flimsy. So if you hold it back down a little bit, it could easily fall apart. See? See, this is the exact thing I just said. You cannot grab that correctly.